Greetings, Winter 2020 graduates. I'm sorry we can't all meet in person, but I am privileged to have this opportunity to share my message with you. I must admit that when I answered the call from Sister Joan to give this address, an immediate response was, "Are you kidding?" Knowing that Sister Joan would not joke in such a way, I immediately became both nervous and excited. Nervous because I answered Sister Joan in such a way, yet excited to have an opportunity to do something I never dreamt of. I'd rather be the person in the background assisting with accessible seating, pushing a wheelchair across the stage, or handing out programs. Still, it is fitting this year especially that I take on an uncomfortable assignment. I am sure each of you have been pressed beyond your comfort zone during your St. Ambrose journey. In fact, the year 2020 has pressed all of us thanks to the unexpected visit by COVID-19, the August derecho, and the horrible realities that race relations in America have yet to be properly addressed. With so much on our hearts and minds, I struggled with what I would share with you in this forum. So I've decided to share a few nuggets that have guided my life's journey with hopes that you would find something to guide you beyond this illustrious moment. Success to me is based upon standards determined by you and those who influence the moral and core values by which you live. As a university, we base our success on how well we impart and how fully you embrace the core mission values and guiding principles of Catholicity, integrity, liberal arts, lifelong learning, and diversity. As a St. Ambrose grad myself, I try to live my life according to those 5 values and another set of core values I've seen demonstrated in the lives of my grandparents and their offspring. Am I 100% successful all of the time? No. But I've learned that to fail is still a beautiful part of life's journey. You see, to fail simply means to find answers in lessons. We all have our stories of failure, but through the same dedication and perseverance, earning you the right to wear that cap and gown, you need only hold true to those values by which got you here. For me, those personal core values are, first and foremost, faith. The Bible gives us the intelligence that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Don't ever stop hoping for a better life for you and for others. God gives us dreams and aspirations so that we can be the best that we can be. Knowing that if you are the best you, others will be inspired to transition their good to better and their better to best. Don't ever let what men do cause you to lose your faith in a God who does all things well. Certainly, this is embodied within the Ambrose commitment to Catholicity, and I would implore you to practice the basic tenets of the Catholic intellectual tradition by challenging your natural assumptions and upholding the dignity of every human being. Number 2, family. I'll never forget seeing the radiant joy upon the face of my mother and grandmother as I processed out of Lee Loman Arena on that cold December afternoon of my commencement. It was as if they had received this degree with me. To this day, I fight back the tears when I reflect upon the many sacrifices my family made for me throughout my life's journey. I encourage you to find a way to thank the family who helped you reach this goal, to love, acknowledge, and appreciate them. You won't always agree on every matter, but try to never let the sun go down without an expression of love for those you call family. Also reflect on the influence of the loved ones no longer with you. You are their legacy. Number 3, education. I don't think I need to impress upon any of you the importance of a quality education. Courtesy of the wonderful faculty, staff, and administrators of St. Ambrose University, you now have one of the best. However, I do hope you commit to lifelong learning. According to Dr. King, the function of education is to teach one to think intensely and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. I say character is who you are when no one is watching, and integrity is most challenged under adversity. Hopefully, One product of your education will be to challenge the draconian and archaic policies that continue to minimize and ostracize basic human rights and privileges in the communities in which we all live, work, play, and visit. Number 4, work ethic. Did you know it's a scientific fact? Bees fly because of their tremendous work ethic. Instead of looking at bees as uniquely created by God, the mystery behind how bees fly was created by science, looking at bees in comparison to our understanding of the aerodynamics of airplanes and helicopters. What I find strikingly interesting is the faulty science behind the perpetuated lies of race-based human biological differences. But let me not digress, because we are talking on work ethics. And you bees are now prepared to defy all odds against you and simply fly. However, I do caution you, Rome was not built in a day, and good self-care attributes to great work ethic. Number 5, give back to community. As many of you started your Ambrose journey with Urban Plunge, always find a way to give back to the community in which you live or have lived. Never forget from whence you've come, and remember that you will be blessed if you live to give to get to give. Serve without guilt, and your return on the investment will be greater than you could ever imagine. I like what Pope Francis says. He says, "Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We are all born to help each other, no matter how difficult it is. Life is good when you are happy, but much better when others are happy because of you." In closing, let me share just a few more nuggets I've learned in my 30 years at St. Ambrose. Without regard to your status, the most important person in the room is the one directly in front of you. Failure is a part of life, but always fail forward. And people don't fake depression. They fake being okay. I conclude with these words from our beloved patron, St. Ambrose. All bees have the same abode. They engage in the same labor. They share the same food and partake of the same activities. Follow the example of the tiny bee and imitate her work. You see how pleasing it is and what effort it entails. In turn, everyone desires and seeks the fruits of her labor, which she gives to all equally, without regard of character or rank. Fellow bees, as I've shared how my faith, family, education, work ethic, and give back to community continually shapes me, may God bless and keep every one of you as you continue your journey guided by the core values upon which you stand, that they with whom you come in contact will feel honored to have had a bee in their presence.